Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another video, and in today's video I'll be going over the subject of heating and lighting for gargoyle geckos, but this information can also be used for crested geckos, leeches and chihuahuas. So let's get into the video. Alright, so obviously the first part of this video will be about heating for gargoyle geckos. Alright, so for the basics of gargoyle geckos, crested geckos, chihuahuas, most of the Rhacodactylus family, with their heating, they like to stay from room temperature, what's normally 70 degrees Fahrenheit or about 20 degrees Celsius. That's normally classed as room temperature. And for crested geckos, they don't really like it to get too hot. So normally the high 70s is where you want to stop, especially the crested geckos. Obviously chihuahuas and leeches, I'm not that high up in knowledge with their exact temperatures, but what I do know is obviously the gargoyle gecko exact temperature. They are perfect in anywhere from 70 to even the low 80s, but they do prefer the higher temperatures. So I mean anywhere from 74 all the way up to maybe 81 or 82. They can go up to them high temperature, middle 80s, but once it gets to 85, that's really where you want to try and cool down the cages, because 75 is not the best, but as soon as it goes up above 75, that's when it can actually become lethal for them and they can start overheating and die. So you really want to keep them around about the mid 70s for them to thrive, because obviously it gets their digestive system going and getting going. So obviously, as you can see, some places in England you don't need anything, but particularly where I live, and especially when it becomes winter time, so mainly only in them top summer months, so was it June, July, August, and halfway through September, I don't need anything extra, but most of the time I do, and there's many different ways of you actually to achieve this, and I'm going to obviously go away through a few of these. Some of them are just like your basic heat pad and your thermostat. Obviously you can have them two running in sync with each other. The thermostat can be in the cage and heat pad on the bottom, or you can even have the heat pad on the side, but it's better for you to have the heat pad on the bottom, because as heat rises, you can actually get the heat coming up and it gives it a gradient, because obviously the top of the cage won't be the hottest, the middle will be, and obviously the bottom will be. But wherever you do not put the heat pad actually in the cage, but keep it under the glass if you've got it in a glass enclosure. Another way you can get up to them temperatures is also by using a heat bulb. Obviously I'm not really into heat bulbs because I don't actually keep any animals that need heat bulbs, but if you have just a low wattage heat bulb with a thermostat attached to it, I'm sure that can also work. But another method is if you live in an area that you're getting 67, the high 60s, but you just need that extra additive just to get you up to the 70s, even a UVB bulb will get you there, because UVB bulbs naturally will produce heat. Even if they're not still producing UVB, they will still produce the heat needed to get you maybe that 3 or to 4 degrees added. I use one of the low cost energy saver heaters, room heaters. It does heat up my room. But obviously, as I do have 3 gargoyle geckos, it is worth it, because for the price I would have to pay for heat pads, thermostats for individual cages, it does save me money. And obviously if you've got a larger collection of gargle geckos and crested geckos, you don't have to worry about anything, because you can just have your heater, what automatically turns off and turns on when the room reaches a certain temperature, and it just goes from there, and you don't have to worry about anything. Obviously I wouldn't recommend you guys having a room heater if you've only got one gargle gecko or crested gecko, because then it's going to be much more expensive. The main question I've been getting is, do gargle geckos need UVB? And the simple answer to that is no. Gargle geckos do not need UVB. But does it benefit them? Yes. If you have too high of a UVB bulb, it can harm them and damage their eyes. But as long as you don't go above like 3.0s UVB or maybe 4.0s, then you're fine. I like to keep to a safe 2.0 UVB, but also it does make the cages obviously look better. It makes them look brighter, especially if you're in a dark room, a room that's naturally dark, like my room is what I'm staying in now. It's normally naturally dark, but obviously if you have UVB, it helps them. Well, not just UVB, just the light itself. It helps the geckos to differentiate day and night and help them out with their day and night cycles, because obviously gargle geckos are nocturnal. But it can help them as babies. That's why when I have the baby gargle geckos, they normally do have UVB bulbs on them, because it does benefit them. It makes them bones grow up stronger. It doesn't help them really grow up faster, but it makes them more stronger and sturdier, and it helps their bones develop and everything like that. Obviously, you don't need to, obviously as gargle geckos don't need UVB, but if you do provide it, obviously once the bulb has obviously lost its UVB, because you have to replace them usually every 5 to 6 months, or is it weeks? I don't really know. But you don't really need to exchange them, do you? Because as they don't really need it, you don't have to be in a rush to get a new bulb. Then you can actually just use the bulb for looks and giving light to the cages, make them look better, and also help the geckos differentiate day and night cycles. So that's why I use them. But it can also, as I said previously, it does increase the temperature. Because my room heater is set to 20 degrees Celsius, what is normally 70 to 71 degrees Fahrenheit. But obviously as the heater gives it that extra 3 to 4 degrees, it automatically gets my cages up to 75 degrees Celsius, what is the perfect sweet spot for gargle geckos really, to help their metabolism work. So obviously that's the questions I've been mainly asked to do. I will be making more in-depth videos of how to care, redoing my how to care, obviously doing an update on my gargle geckos, then doing an update on my western hognoses, then doing an update on my leopard geckos. So that's what's been planned really. I will be doing a reptile room video soon, but I've got to obviously get my reptile room actually sorted out. Most of my friends' reptiles have also gone back to him now. I've still got one of his animals left with me, what's going back later on today. So then I can get these guys moved back into my reptile room, and then I will do a reptile room video. So please like and subscribe. We are on 192 last time I checked, so let's see if we can get up to 200 subscribers. That would be brilliant. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.